We are working on question 4 of the project. In the first video, we constructed this table for the grouped frequency distribution and did some calculations to find the mean, standard deviation, modal class, things like that. Now we're going to draw a histogram based on this frequency distribution. So, click in cell E2 and drag down. Don't use this little box here because we don't want to copy down. We just want to select all of these cells. So just drag down and select the 5 frequency numbers. Now go up here, click on Insert, and we are going to insert a 2D column chart. So the first 2D column choice. So when you click that, you get something that looks sort of like this. I'm going to drag it over so that it's not, whoops, didn't want to do that. I wanted to click outside the chart itself, but here, drag this over so it's not covering up anything else here. Now, depending on what version of Excel you're using, you might have somewhere in this graph area where it says Series 1, a little colored block next to it. If you have that, click on that and delete it. Now, the first thing we're going to do is connect the bars, because with a histogram, there shouldn't be any gaps between the bars. So, to get that to happen, right-click in, might as well be the second bar, and click where it says Format Data Series. And then over here, see where it says Gap Width? I'm going to adjust that, drag it all the way to the left so that it says 0%. So now there's no gaps between the bars. They're all right up next to one another. So I'm going to close this now. Now I want to outline the bars. So again, I'll click somewhere in one of the bars. And now I'm going to go up here back to the to the Format tab. Click on Format, and then see where it says Shape Outline. I'm going to click that, and first time I click it, I'm just clicking where it says Automatic. Now I'm going to go back here and click it again, come down to Weight, and select 2 1/4 point. Now that outlined just that one bar, so I'm going to have to outline the others separately by clicking Automatic and then setting the weight to 2 1/4. So do that for each bar. You might be able to sort of select them all and get Excel to do them all at once. So if you can figure out how to do them all at once instead of one at a time, that's great, but I'm just doing them all individually, one at a time, setting the outline to first Automatic and then a weight of 2 1/4 points. Now we're going to add the frequency count on top of each bar. So I'm going to right-click on one of the bars, and in this pop-up menu, I'm going to click, I'm going to hover over Add Data Label, and then go up here and click on where it says Add Data Label. And so the little number appeared up there. And we might have to do that separately for each of the bars. Again, if you can figure out how to do this all at once, that's great. Or you might have to do it separately for each bar. So now they have the little frequency numbers on top of each individual bar. Now we're going to label the horizontal axis here, what the bars represent, what the classes are. So I'm going to right-click somewhere below one of the bars, and in the box that pops up, I'm going to click Select Data, and we get a little box that looks like this, and find where it says Horizontal Category Axis Labels. and click on the Edit button. And then another box pops up like this. And in this box, in this blank space, I'm going to type quotation mark 1 to 5, close quotation mark, comma, quote 6 to 10, quote, comma, quote 11 to 15, quote, comma, quote 16 to 20, quote, comma, quote 21 to 25, quote. Okay? And now just click OK. So now we have the labels below each bar representing the class limits for that class. Now to remove the line around the outside of the graph, I'm going to left click somewhere in the upper right corner of the graph, in the white area. And then go up here, click Format, Shape Outline, No Outline. So now you see there's no outline around the graph. Now we're going to add the axis labels and the title. So for the horizontal axis label, that's the one at the bottom, left click any bar, so you've selected it. Now go up here, click on Design, and then over here on the top left where it says Add Chart Element, if I click on that, then in the drop-down menu, go to select Axis Titles and click on Primary Horizontal. And that puts a little bar, and right now it just says Axis Title. So I'm going to change that, click inside that, and delete the words Axis Title and instead type amount of time, minutes. Whoops, I didn't want to hit Enter. And let's make it bold. So click on that and make it bold. Now we're going to add the vertical axis title. So again, click somewhere in the graph, then up here under Design, Add Chart Element, Axis Titles, this time Primary Vertical. And then in the little box here, I'm going to delete the words Axis Title and instead type frequency of customers. Notice I'm capitalizing frequency and customers. Click outside there, then click back in there and make that bold. Now for the title, it already has a title, but it's not the word I want. I want to change the word frequency to amount of time. That's what this shows. So I capitalized amount, I capitalized time. Let's make this bold, and it doesn't absolutely have to be, but I'll make it size 11 so it isn't quite so big. So there is my histogram. There are a few little tweaks you could do, like you could click on the box for the label here and drag it a little bit to the left so it isn't quite so close to those numbers. And so there's our histogram. We got everything. Save your work and then go into Canvas and submit your work under question 4.